Have you ever walked into a room and felt completely invisible? Like somehow, after your 60th birthday, the world decided you were no longer worth seeing? You're not alone. I've spoken with hundreds of women who tell me the same story, looking in the mirror at a face they barely recognize anymore, wondering where their reflection went. What if I told you that according to a recent Johns Hopkins study, how we perceive our appearance after 60 directly impacts our mental health, social connections, and even our physical well-being? It's true. But here's the surprising fact that changed everything for me. Feeling beautiful after 60 has almost nothing to do with looking younger. The beauty industry has been selling us the wrong solution all along. Today, I'm going to share what actually works. Practical, research-backed style tips that will help you feel genuinely beautiful again, without chasing impossible standards or spending a fortune on products that don't deliver. Are you ready to rediscover the woman looking back at you in the mirror? Let's start by understanding what beauty really means after 6 decades of living your remarkable life. For decades, we've been bombarded with the same message: beauty equals youth. Every magazine, every commercial, every beauty counter has tried to convince us that our worth diminishes with each passing year. But what if everything we've been told about beauty and aging is completely backward? A groundbreaking 2023 Harvard study published in the Journal of Positive Aging found something remarkable. When women over 60 focused on authentic self-expression rather than attempting to look younger, their overall life satisfaction increased by 42%. Even more surprising, their perceived attractiveness to others increased significantly too. It wasn't about looking younger. It was about looking authentically themselves. I call this authentic beauty, the radiance that emerges when we stop trying to be who we were at 30 and fully embrace who we are now. It's about honoring the journey your face and body have taken, not erasing it. This isn't some feel-good philosophy. It's backed by solid research showing that our mental perception directly affects our physical appearance. Let me tell you about Carol from Minnesota. At 68, she spent nearly 2 decades trying every anti-aging cream, procedure, and fashion trend marketed to hide her age. I was exhausted, she told me. I'd look in the mirror and only see what needed fixing, never the whole person. Then her granddaughter said something that changed everything. "Grandma, I can't recognize you in old photos because you're always smiling in them." That comment led Carol to a complete mindset shift. She donated her age-concealing wardrobe, embraced her natural silver hair, and focused on one simple question: what makes me feel confident today? The transformation wasn't just emotional. Friends kept asking if she'd had work done because she genuinely looked more vibrant. So what's the real secret to feeling beautiful after 60? The answer might surprise you. It's not about finding the right concealer or wearing slimming black. It's about reconnecting with the unique beauty you've always had, just in its current expression. And that starts with 3 practical style principles that will transform everything about how you see yourself. The most liberating discovery I've made about style after 60 is this: you don't need to follow trends anymore. You need something far more powerful. Principles that work specifically for your body and personality today. These 3 foundational concepts have helped thousands of women in our community rediscover their confidence. Principle number 1: proportion over trends. The fashion industry wants you constantly chasing the latest styles. But here's what they don't tell you. 90% of looking put together comes from proper proportion, not trendy pieces. This means understanding your current body's vertical and horizontal lines and dressing to create balance. Take Barbara, a former executive who struggled with her changing body shape. "I kept buying boxy tops thinking they'd hide my middle," she shared, "but they actually made me look heavier and shapeless." When she switched to tops with subtle waist definition that matched her proportions, people immediately noticed. Not that she looked thinner, but that she looked more vibrant and put together. The key is the rule of thirds, dividing your outfit visually into thirds rather than halves. Instead of cutting your body in half with contrasting tops and bottoms, try wearing similar tones that create a longer line, with interest coming from a scarf, necklace, or jacket. This single shift can completely transform how you look in your clothes. Principle number 2. Harmonious color. Your secret weapon. Did you know that wearing the right colors near your face can make you look significantly more vibrant, while the wrong ones can accentuate every line and shadow? A 2022 study from the Color Psychology Institute found that women over 60 who wore their most flattering colors were perceived as up to 8 years younger and significantly more attractive. This isn't about trendy colors. It's about identifying your personal color harmony. Your ideal palette is determined by your skin undertone, eye color, and current hair color. Yes, silver and white hair need different colors than when you were brunette or blonde. The simplest way to discover your best colors? Look at the veins on your wrist in natural light. Greenish veins typically mean warm undertones. You'll shine in earth tones, warm reds, and golden yellows. Bluish veins suggest cool undertones. Your best colors include true blues, purples, and blue reds. Principle number 3, the comfort style connection. The third transformative principle is perhaps the most revolutionary. True style after 60 must include comfort. This isn't about giving up and wearing only elastic waistbands. It's understanding that when you're physically uncomfortable, it shows in your face, posture, and energy level. Modern fabric technology has given us incredible options that previous generations never had. Clothes that move, breathe, and support without looking like comfort clothes. The secret is in choosing structured comfort, pieces with enough shape to create a silhouette while still feeling good on your body. Now, I have a mini challenge for you. The 5-minute closet analysis. Go to your closet after watching this video and pull out the 3 items you feel most confident wearing. What do they have in common? The color? The fit? The feel? This simple exercise reveals your personal style foundation better than any fashion magazine ever could. These 3 principles create the foundation for everything else we'll discuss. But while your clothes create the canvas, what about the focal point, your face? In the next section, I'll share the makeup and skincare revolution that's changing everything for women over 60. And trust me, it's not what the beauty counters have been telling you all these years. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, our changing skin. After 60, our skin has different needs and different challenges. The makeup techniques that worked beautifully in our 40s can suddenly make us look older, not younger. Why? Because our skin has fundamentally changed, and no one ever taught us how to adapt. The biggest shift happens when our skin loses moisture and elasticity. According to dermatologists at the Cleveland Clinic, women over 60 produce about 75% less sebum, natural oil, than they did at 20. This means the heavy, powder-based products that once controlled shine now settle into fine lines and create a dry, aged appearance. I've identified the 5 most common makeup mistakes that actually age women over 60. First, using heavy foundation that sits on the skin surface. Second, applying powder everywhere, especially under the eyes. Third, wearing dark, harsh eyeliner. Fourth, choosing matte lipsticks that highlight lip lines. And fifth, the biggest mistake, using the exact same makeup routine you've used for decades without adapting to your skin's new needs. The solution isn't more products, it's the right products. Instead of the 15 to 20 items the beauty industry tells you to buy, you need just 5 multitasking essentials. A hydrating primer, which acts as skincare and makeup base, a lightweight tinted moisturizer, a cream blush, which can double for lips, a defining eye product, and a good brow product to frame your face. The technique I teach all my clients is what I call light reflective beauty. As we age, our faces naturally lose some of their dimension. The goal isn't to create harsh contours with dark powders, but to strategically bring light and gentle definition back to key areas. Cream products that reflect light make skin look more alive and youthful without trying to mimic young skin. Marjorie, one of our community members, shared, "I watched a makeup tutorial by a 30-year-old, and when I tried those techniques, I looked 10 years older. When I switched to cream products and focused on bringing light to my face rather than covering it up, the difference was immediate." A fascinating Mayo Clinic study from 2024 found that simplified skincare and makeup routines actually improved women's mental health by reducing what researchers called appearance anxiety. Women who used fewer, more appropriate products reported feeling more confident and spent 68% less time worrying about their appearance. Have you ever felt overwhelmed standing at a beauty counter with hundreds of products promising to fix everything about you? Think about how much mental energy that consumes, energy you could be using to actually enjoy your life instead. The revolution in beauty for women over 60 isn't about doing more, it's about doing less, but with the right products and techniques that honor your skin's journey. Remember, your face tells the story of your life. The goal isn't to erase that story, but to make sure it's presented in the most beautiful way possible. But here's what they never tell you at the beauty counter. Even the most perfect makeup application can't compare to the radiance that comes from how you carry yourself. Let's talk about the confidence catalyst that changes everything. Have you ever noticed how some women command attention when they enter a room, regardless of what they're wearing or whether they have on makeup? That magnetic quality doesn't come from a bottle or hanger. It comes from something far more powerful that we all have access to. Researchers at Columbia University conducted a fascinating study in 2023 that revealed something remarkable. When observers were asked to rate the attractiveness of women over 60, their posture and body language influenced perception more than facial features or clothing. Let that sink in. How you carry yourself literally changes how others see you. I call this the confident carriage, the subtle physical signals that communicate to others, and, more importantly, to yourself, that you belong in any room you enter. It starts with posture, but it's about much more than just standing up straight. The 3 elements of confident carriage are alignment, openness, and intentional movement. When these elements work together, they create a presence that's unmistakable. Think about women you admire: Meryl Streep, Helen Mirren, Jane Fonda. They all embody these qualities regardless of their different looks and styles. Here's a 30-second exercise that can instantly improve your presence. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, soften your knees slightly, and imagine a string pulling you up from the crown of your head. Now, place your hand over your heart, take a deep breath, and think of a moment when you felt truly proud of yourself. Feel your shoulders naturally roll back, your chest open, and your chin lift slightly. This is your natural power posture, your authentic presence. Practice this before social events, before important meetings, or anytime you need a confidence boost. The The mind-body connection is so powerful that simply adjusting your physical stance can trigger confidence-boosting hormones. Janet, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Arizona, discovered this connection after recovering from a fall that had damaged her confidence. "I was shrinking into myself, afraid of falling again," she told me. "My daughter enrolled me in a gentle movement class, and the instructor kept reminding us to take up space, to exist fully in our bodies." This simple shift in thinking changed everything for Janet. She began practicing her posture and presence daily. Within weeks, friends were asking what was different about her. "Nothing and everything," she said. "I haven't changed my clothes or my hair. I've just decided to be fully present in my body instead of apologizing for it." The other transformative element is eye contact and facial expression. Research shows that maintaining comfortable eye contact and having an engaged, pleasant expression, not a forced smile, but an attentive, open face, dramatically increases how others perceive your attractiveness and approachability. Many women tell me they've become invisible after 60. But when we work on their presence, that invisibility vanishes. The truth is, you haven't become invisible. You've just stopped expecting to be seen. When you carry yourself with the knowledge that you belong, that you have value, others respond to that energy. And now for perhaps the most important part of our journey, the element that brings everything else together into a cohesive whole that's uniquely, beautifully you. What if, instead of chasing trends that change every season, you created something timeless, a personal style so distinctly yours that it becomes part of your legacy? This is what I call your legacy look. Not a uniform, but a signature approach to style that becomes as recognizable as your laugh or your handwriting. Your legacy look isn't about finding one perfect outfit. It's about identifying the elements that consistently make you feel like your best self, then building a wardrobe around those elements. It's both practical and deeply personal. Think about iconic women like Iris Apfel with her oversized glasses and bold accessories, or Audrey Hepburn with her simple elegance. Their styles weren't trendy. They were authentic expressions of who they were. You don't need to be famous to have this kind of signature style. You just need to be intentional. I've developed a 3-step process to help you discover and refine your legacy. Look. First, identity reflection. Ask yourself, when have I felt most authentically myself? What was I wearing? What colors, textures, or silhouettes make me feel confident rather than self-conscious? The answers often have roots in your personal history. Perhaps a color that brings back a cherished memory, or a style element that connects to your heritage or passions. Second, strength assessment. Every one of us has physical features that shine. Maybe it's your elegant hands, your expressive eyes, your graceful neck, or your beautiful smile. Identify your natural strengths and build your style around highlighting them, rather than focusing on problem areas. Third, lifestyle alignment. Your legacy. Look must work for your actual life, not some fantasy version. If you love gardening and spending time with grandchildren, an all-white, high-maintenance wardrobe isn't authentic, no matter how elegant it looks. True style serves your life, not the other way around. I'm reminded of the stylish 60s, a group of women from Seattle who formed a style collective after taking one of my online workshops. What began as fashion discussions evolved into a community force. They now hold quarterly clothing exchanges, mentor young women entering the workforce, and even created a calendar that raised $15,000 for breast cancer research. "We stopped thinking about style as something superficial," explained Martha, the group's 67-year-old founder. "We realized it's a form of communication, a way to tell the world who we are without saying a word." Your legacy. Look becomes more than clothes. It becomes part of how you'll be remembered. It connects your past, present, and future in a visual expression that's uniquely yours. I'd love to know, what makes you feel most beautiful at your current age? Is it a color, a type of fabric, a particular silhouette, or something less tangible? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this important conversation. Beauty after 60 isn't about turning back time. It's about honoring your journey and embracing who you are today. By focusing on authentic style, mindful skincare, and confident presence, you reclaim your visibility and power. Remember, the most beautiful women aren't those trying to look younger. They're the ones who carry themselves with confidence in their hard-earned wisdom. I hope these strategies help you see yourself with fresh eyes. Your beauty journey doesn't end at 60. It evolves into something richer and more meaningful. Next week, I'll share the top wardrobe essentials every woman over 60 should own. Until then, please like, subscribe, and share your own beauty revelations in the comments below.